Another college football Saturday here upon us. You know, guys, the season is quickly winding down. Last weekend, top 25 teams, well, they went 16-7 straight up. Not exactly overwhelming. Worse yet, underperformed in Vegas, just 9-14 versus the odds makers. Double-digit favorites among those top 25 teams in action last weekend. 12-2 straight up, 5-19 versus the spread. Guys, I'm DeMarco, lead handicapper and general manager of the world's largest online sports handicapping community. Every Saturday throughout the football season, I'm right here joining you with free picks and betting strategies and advice. Information coming your way in just a moment, how you can win a free high roller suite and getaway weekend at the Golden Nugget Hotel Casino in Las Vegas. But first, let's get to our first free pick of the day. Stanford and USC in Pac-10 play. You know, when I think about big college football games, huge underdog upsets in recent years. Perhaps one of the biggest ones in my lifetime that I remember has to be Stanford's outright upset in 2007 of USC at the Coliseum when the Cardinal went in as a 41-point underdog and snapped Southern Cal's 35-game home winning streak in that contest. Stanford coming into this game with some momentum because last week, Stanford, of course, knocking off Oregon at home. And you know, Stanford comes into this game having covered 7 of the last 10 against Southern Cal, including 4 of the last 5. Now, as I said, last week, 51-42, they knocked off the Oregon Ducks at home. But listen, Oregon was primed to be knocked off in that game as a 6.5, 7-point road favorite because the Ducks were coming off their big win at home against USC. And don't be alarmed by the narrow margin of that final score because Stanford had that game in hand easily, late, up by 20 points because before Oregon got a couple of garbage touchdowns to make it close. And Toby Gerhardt, great running back that most of you have probably never even heard of. Stanford's running back had a big game in that one, 38 carries for a school record, 223 yards, and he scored 3 times. Meanwhile, USC, as expected, after getting beaten down by Oregon a week earlier, 47-20 in Eugene, struggled in Tempe against Arizona State, barely beating the Sun Devils 14-9. Matt Barkley, their quarterback, first time this season, truly played like the freshman he is, 7 for 22, 112 yards in that contest. In this particular game, I think you've got to go with Stanford. There's no love lost between these two programs, so grab any points you can with the Stanford Cardinal. Now, the next game, we're going to turn to the ACC, Miami of Florida and UNC, North Carolina. Before we do, though, let's talk about the Golden Nugget Hotel Casino in Las Vegas. Guys, it's where I play. It's where I gave some of my money last week in the NFL and college football. I don't recommend that you give all your money there, but it's where I gave money last week. But guys, it's where I always play. And look, winning and losing is part of the game, but where I want to go, where I want to play, where I want to stay, it's always the Golden Nugget in downtown Las Vegas, and it's where we are giving away, in conjunction with the Golden Nugget Hotel Casino, a free High Rollers Getaway Weekend each and every month to one lucky winner here online. And what does that one lucky winner get each month? Well, you're going to get a High Roller Suite for free. You're going to get a VIP treatment, check-in at the airport, and limo transportation from the airport at McCarran International right to the Golden Nugget downtown, and you get 2 free VIP tickets to Gordy Brown's show at the Golden Nugget as well. That is all for free to one lucky winner, and we are running that contest. One lucky winner gets that free giveaway package each month. And here's the best part, guys. There is no purchase necessary. You just click on the little box here at the top of the screen, okay? You'll see it at the top of the screen. Enter your name in the contest, your email address, enter the information required, and that is all you've got to do. No purchase necessary. One lucky winner announced each month, and you could be joining me at the Golden Nugget in Las Vegas. Now, the next game, as I said, is Miami of Florida and North Carolina. This is a big payback game for the Hurricanes, who lost last year 28-24 in the final minute of play at Miami. You know, Hurricanes have never won in Chapel Hill, 0-3 lifetime. Butch Davis, the former Miami head coach, 2-0 lifetime against Randy Shannon, his former assistant. North Carolina's turned their season around here late, beat Duke last week at home 19-6 after upsetting Virginia Tech on the road 2 Thursdays ago. They held Duke to 125 total yards in offense last week. No big surprise because North Carolina is the #1 ACC team in total defense, allowing just 249 yards a game. Also #1 ACC squad in scoring defense, allowing just 15 points per game. As for Miami of Florida, hammered Virginia, a team that's really fallen apart here late in the season, 52-17 last week. Of course, the Cavaliers were playing without their starting quarterback. Meanwhile, for Miami, their starting quarterback, Ja'Cory Harris, another strong outing, 18 for 31, 232 yards and 2 touchdowns. Running back Greg Cooper, career high, 152 yards. Here's an interesting sidebar to this game. This game kicks off at 3:30 Eastern Time. Now, Miami of Florida needs Duke to beat Georgia Tech in order to remain alive for the ACC Coastal Crown. But Georgia Tech and Duke kick off 3 hours earlier, so this game is going to probably be over before Miami of Florida even takes the field. Now, I don't think Georgia Tech is going to lose to Duke even on the road, okay? So they're probably going to be eliminated from the ACC Coastal race, but I think this game still is relevant for 2 reasons. One, it's a payback game for Miami of Florida, as I noted earlier, and 2, Miami, Florida is ranked currently number 14 in the BCS standings. So they win out, and the Hurricanes, who have really not had a successful season in a number of years, still have a great chance at a very good bowl spot late December, early in January. And the difference in this game is the quarterback play. TJ Yates for North Carolina, not much of a passer, not many offensive weapons. Ja'Cory Harris for Miami, he is the real deal. By down the half point in this one, lay 3 with Miami of Florida. Your final game is going to be the Big Ten battle between Iowa and Ohio State. Now, last week, somebody here on this set said brilliantly that Penn State was going to destroy Ohio State in Happy Valley. Well, that person here on the set and 110,000 people in Happy Valley was certainly wrong, as Ohio State went in and took care of the Nittany Lions, winning 24-7. And, of course, also last week, Iowa knocked from the ranks of the undefeated by Northwestern, as the Wildcats won outright as a double-digit underdog in that game. Now, Iowa in a very difficult spot because not only did they lose that game, but they also lost their starting quarterback. Now, some will say Ohio State coming into this contest, difficult game because it's a natural letdown spot. I say that this Ohio State team showed a lot of intestinal fortitude, a lot of guts, and a lot of mental toughness because they went to a Happy Valley, tough place to play, 110,000 fans cheering against their quarterback, Terrell Pryor, who was from Jeanette, Pennsylvania, who spurned Joe Paterno's recruiting pitches a couple of years ago and played one of his best games of his career and hammered Penn State. Well, now he's back home. The fans who have been sometimes on his side, sometimes not, definitely going to be in his corner for this game. And Ohio State has the inside track now to the Rose Bowl. I know they have Michigan around the corner, guys, but Iowa's playing a new quarterback. Again, Stanzi out now for the last couple of games of the regular season. What has Iowa done lately in this series? How about 1-7 against the spread the last 8 games in this series? Average margin of loss, 23 points a game. Last 5 trips to the Horseshoe in Columbus, 0-5 straight up and against the spread. Go ahead and lay the points with the Buckeyes. So once again, Ohio State, Stanford, and Miami of Florida, with the caveat with Miami of Florida, by down the half point, lay only 3 points with the Hurricanes. Those are your 3 free picks. And remember, Steve Budin will be joining me tomorrow as we break down your NFL games from a point spread perspective. Among them, of course, the best game of this entire weekend, the Colts-Patriots matchup, and that'll be tomorrow right here on Live.